figure out how
we're
going to get our ballots from wherever because we're going to Poland, folks. We're going to Poland.
You didn't tell him yet?
No, I started to say that earlier in the show when you guys just started talking over me. So
I said keep it a secret.
I told you. You gotta bring your voice cuts through all.
It sure does.
So since your voice cuts through all, I think you need to be a little more assertive.
So I've been trying to figure out how do we get the ballots in Poland and how do we get them back? Because when we did the ones for the one in China that had to go back to the embassy in Guangzhou, I have no idea if they ever were sent from Guangzhou to the U.S. But,
Well, maybe it just got counted. Maybe it doesn't have to be sent back.
I don't know.
Maybe it just has to be counted as... because all of the ballots overseas, I believe, go into a category of overseas ballots.
Yeah.
It's not the state. Like, your state selections, I think, go to each state, but it still gets counted as overseas ballots. So, for the presidential.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to figure out how do I get him registered to vote.
Oh, that's just, you do the selective service, which you already had to do for the FAFSA.
Right.
And then after that, he's got to do something at the state level to register to vote. He's got to register in Michigan. I don't think you have to register in person. You just have to fill out the stuff, which I think you can do online.
I'll have to look it up because...
He can do it. He's old enough. He looks up stuff all the time. Naked women, PornHub. PornHub is...
Never been to Pornhub.
PornHub is
I didn't even
blowin.
I didn't even know.
Oh, right now.
I saw that meme that said... That was the PornHub logo and it said it's okay to touch yourself. I saw that. That was the first time I had ever seen the logo.
PornHub, man. PornHub is
there.
like...
I've heard the name.
Just... They get all...
Which is weird. How do they get their money if it's all free?
Oh, they have parts of it that's not free.
But if
like membership, like memberships.
I know, but what is the membership? If you're
if you have a membership, and this is pretty much any site, they always have free stuff, but it's sometimes all they got to, like if it's a video type site, and this is not for porn, this is for anybody. If it's a video type site that has a pay part and a free part, what they'll do is they'll do the pay part has the higher quality videos. So they'll be the 1080p's, the 4Ks, and all that stuff. And then they'll have the free one, which might be 480. Well, it matters because 480 streaming and 1080p streaming on your device, on your computer, on your big screen. Yeah, it matters. And then you have exclusive content. It's not any different than the model you've seen on all the other things. You pay for access to something that is more than what somebody else is going to get for free.
Right.
Which is not any different than a Patreon for Corridor or whatever. Yeah. You're paying for it.
You're paying
just
for
like
better quality.
Just like a Netflix. You don't get a better quality. You just pay for a subscription, and now you have access to everything. Right. There is no other tier where this is the free version. No, there's not. Anyway, yeah. So that's you have to understand that as far as I know, porn has been doing that model since they started streaming stuff
before
online.
everybody else.
Yeah, they've been doing that from the beginning where they said, hey, you could watch this video in this crappy quality on your computer screen right here, right now.
Instead of having that VHS.
Get the better quality and whatever better quality was at the moment. Right. Get this better quality by getting a membership, or you get exclusive content that other people just don't get. They don't get to... Or you get to rack up points and use those points. I mean, they come up with all kinds of stuff, but as far as I know, porn was the one that did it first. Points, baby. Oh, not today, not tomorrow, Monday. The next episode of The Last Dance. Y'all need to be all about that. You need to be about it. You need to watch the first 2 episodes today. I am dead serious. Trust me. Y'all want to know about that last championship? 6. That last one. That one. For the Bulls. Yes. Do it. It is eye-opening. 100%. Even for those of us that lived through it, it's still eye-opening.
I'm already watching the Tiger King. Let me get through that.
You don't have to be exclusive.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Because if I start watching another,
trust me, you will not get these 2 things mixed up.
I'm not gonna watch the other.
There are no tigers in.
It's not about getting them mixed up. It's just I'm just not gonna watch the other one if I start a new.
Why?
Because I don't
treat it like TV.
I didn't watch TV.
You did. If you were looking
I
at
watched the Disney Channel.
If you were watching the Disney Channel, you did not watch one show every single time it came on until that show ended to then watch the next show. You watch 30 minutes of this show and then 30 minutes of another show, then 30 minutes of another show, then 30 minutes of another all day long. Huh?
I didn't have control of what came on.
No, my point is you still in serials only get that little bit from this week that they're showing, and then next week you get a whole nother set. So why can't you do that with Netflix or Hulu?
We don't have Hulu.
Or Prime Video.
We have Prime Video.
You see?
And BritBox. I found a new show in BritBox.
We are not talking about that. That's not a thing that our people care about. Even though I think we have a lot of people listening from UK.
BritBox has some good stuff.
We don't have Disney Plus either.
You can't get it in Mexico yet.
Nope. And
by the time Mexico gets it, I think we'll be gone. I think Europe's got it though.
I was talking to Frank last night, and he was like, "I watched Birds of Prey, and now when are all the other Marvel movies coming out?" I was like, "Dude, everything got pushed back.
Everything,
like all of the things." And he's like, "But why?" I said, "The whole global pandemic thing that's happening." He's like,
okay, he does understand that it started in China?
No, because now
nobody knows now.
No.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, everybody knows.
We know, Aaron.
This is not a problem. This is not a matter of not knowing. This is a matter of new propaganda. Everybody knows where it started.
It started in Wuhan.
That is not even up for debate. You don't bring that up like it's we're not sure. Bullshit. Everybody knows it started in Wuhan.
But
that's not a thing.
But now, Russia and Iran are all trying to say that it was started in the U.S. as some sort of...
Oh, God. A plant? We planted some
chemical,
Chinaman land
like
in China?
a bioweapon. That's what Frank said to you a few weeks ago,
We planted
right?
a person
That is not true.
No.
It is not true.
You're telling me that we could
true.
plant someone in the Chinaman land with a thing without infecting ourselves?
Come on.
Yeah, right. Anybody who's ever seen Resident Evil knows that that's not possible. In Resident Evil, they essentially spoilers. They essentially try to steal this thing, and before they can get out, they've infected everybody inside this one facility. Which then, of course, they infect the whole town above the facility. So, I mean, come on, man. Really? I get China always is trying to rewrite history to make themselves look good. I get it. I live there. I understand. But that doesn't make it true. Just like Kim Jong-un. They keep changing his fucking birthday to make him a certain age. Stop doing... it's a dumb idea that you're going to change what has happened in the past to make yourself look good in the present. Just let let it be. You know, and I get that all the books in China are going to get changed. All of the news will get wiped away and whitewashed and everything else. I understand, but that doesn't mean you guys have to go along with it. If you go along with it, that just makes you sheep.
Yeah.
You know, and you know who's the guy now that's telling people from Hong Kong that they should rebel against China? I mean, that's basically what has to happen in order to stop this process of just making up stuff. I mean, now China is saying they haven't had any deaths and they haven't had any cases and in the last 6 days and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, who believes you now? Why do you think anybody would believe anything you're saying out of Beijing now? Because the virus doesn't just start and then boom, stop. That's not how viruses work.
Right.
It's not how illness works. If people, I mean, rates slow down. I mean, people catch colds all year long.
Yep.
It's not something that you have a cold season and think that it just literally comes to an end and no one in your country has a cold again. So, same thing with the flu. Does the same thing. People get flus all year round. It's just a matter of how many are dying. People are still going to be dying from it. So, stop acting as if, you know, we don't understand basic medicine, basic science. And China knows that its people do not understand basic medical and basic science.
They make sure of it.
So they can tell them anything. Oh, it came from somewhere else. And people want to believe it because they want to believe the best things about their country. Not that their country lied about people having it. Not that, you know, they persecuted doctors who were ringing the bell saying, hey, we got a problem here. You know, it's like... People need to call China out. They need to call China out on their bullshit. Because we call out everybody else on their bullshit. You know? And China needs to be part of the world. They just infected the entire world. And we're going to watch how it marches out of the cities, into the suburbs, into the rural areas, and then into sparsely populated areas over the next, year? You're going to watch this happen. And they did it. It's their thing. You know? I don't care if, you know, it was a bat or a pangolin or whatever. None of that matters to me. But what does matter is it did originate in China. And it's not a blame game. It's just the fact. And if that's the case, then China should have done something differently. And they did a lot when they started to admit that was a thing that was happening. But by that time, it was too late. It had already gotten out. It had already moved itself from Wuhan through China, through the world. Because people were still moving. Nobody was on lockdown yet. So, don't try to rewrite history. Tell the truth, shame the devil, and move on. Because nobody's gonna be angry at you for being honest. Yeah, we fucked that up. Now here's what we can do to try to mitigate that. That's how you say that. But to sit there and be like, oh, we didn't do it, somebody else did it. It's like, oh God, really? Now you just look like an idiot. You know, and it's idiocy at the government level now. You know, and that's where you mess up every single time. All the goodwill I think that China had going into this thing over the last 40 years, they've now lost in the world. Because who's going to trust them? Africans have now figured out they shouldn't trust them. I've been saying it for a long time.
Oh yeah.
You know, but
now that they're even being beaten and deported,
they're saying that they're the ones bringing it in. You know,
they're being beaten, like severely beaten in India.
Huh?
I saw a thing yesterday. There was a story that now African nationals that are in India are being savagely attacked and beaten. Why? Because China's saying they carry the coronavirus. And so they're being treated as if they're coming around to kill people, and so people are attacking them. One guy had his fingers chopped off.
Because his finger had coronavirus?
No, they were swinging machete at him and he blocked and chopped his finger off.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the whole scapegoating thing, I don't know if that's really necessary since we know where it originated. There's no reason to scapegoat. Usually you scapegoat when you don't know where, like when they didn't know where the plague came from. And they had no clue. It was just all of a sudden, you've got it. And it's in your country and people are dying. It's like, okay, it must be the Jews.
Yeah.
You know, why would it be the Jews? It's like the Jews have been here all this time. All of a sudden, the Jews made everybody sick? That sounds psycho. Yeah. Who would believe that? You know, and they scapegoated the Jews during the Spanish flu.
Right.
Why would it be the Jews? They've been there the whole time. It's not like they just showed up. Why? How did they all of a sudden infect people? So that always, I get that. You know, the fear, uncertainty, and then pointing the finger at some group. But when you know who it is, why would you point the finger at anybody but that group?
Right.
I don't get that.
And
I
that's
don't understand
what's happening. They're pointing the fingers at the African nationals living abroad when it wasn't them. Had nothing to do with them, and now they're being discriminated against worse than they already were every other day of their lives outside of their home country. They are, and let me tell you, every story you see about an African national in China being mistreated, believe it, it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
There's no lie hidden there.
Nope.
It's true.
That's not propaganda.
Don't ask me again if this is true, because it's true. I've seen it. I saw it for years.
Yeah, the Africans look at China.
Our friends could tell you stories.
They go to China for jobs like everybody else, make money and all that kind of stuff. But basically in China, it's kind of like the Caribbean. The darker your skin, the worse you are, the worse treatment you're gonna get. It's just the way it is.
Right, it's that way in Thailand as well.
Well, of course, but Thailand has darker skinned Thai people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had students darker than you, and you had a really good tan in Thailand.
I had students darker than me in China.
Yeah, you did.
And they called themselves white because they're Chinese. But the idea that you're gonna honestly be from anywhere and you're gonna go into China, go into Asia, and be treated as a human equally.
Right, no.
That's just not gonna happen. It's just not how they don't even do that with their own people. That's the thing that people I don't think understand. A lot of people only see Chinese people as those people from Beijing or from the north. They don't really understand that there's a whole nother half of the country that doesn't really look like those people, and those people are also treated badly from those white Chinese people in the north, you know.
Right.
So, all you gotta do is do the billboard thing. Look at all the billboards. Look at all the magazine covers. Look at all the stars. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. What else you got for the people today? Got anything else for the people today?
Nope.
No, nothing.
I don't even have anything.
Birthday boy, you got anything for the people?
I have nothing.
Birthday?
I have
Birthday?
Not even
Birthday?
birthday.
What are we doing for the birthday? Anything? Anything special?
Well, everything that I ordered for the child for his birthday was canceled.
You called him a child? How old are you today?
18.
Let's not call him child anymore.
She's not gonna be able to do that.
Let's call him what he is. Old rusty butt.
I've been that. You know what's funny? I've been that.
Right, Keegan?
Since I was 15.
Old rusty butt? No?
I've been that since I was 15.
Yes, but now you are officially rusty. Yes?
No.
Yes.
I haven't grown rusty.
Oh, but you are kind of rusty.
I haven't
and
oxidized.
definitely musty. Anything else for the birthday day
I got a cake.
deal?
I'm gonna eat that.
You gonna eat the cake? Anything else? You're gonna watch The Last Dance, at least the first 2 episodes, because that's all you got to watch. Trust me, you will thank me when you get done.
Okay, then your gift to me, can you play Zelda?
Dude, I don't know if I can boot it up, man.
I'll push the button for you.
I don't know if I can do it. Fucking Zelda, hell no. I'm telling you, man, and now it's becoming a thing where it's just like I can't even look at it.
Zelda's fun.
I can't play Zelda. Maybe I'll play Link in
Smash.
Smash.
Play, or I'll say play Zelda. You'll go back to the old Nintendo.
Oh no, I no, that game never appealed to me. The fucking maze crawler or what do they call it, dungeon crawler, just crawling. No, that was never a fun thing. Imagining that you were a person walking around instead of just a bunch of collection of this very small blocks. No, Mario. At least Mario got a side view.
Oh, it's the same.
For them, you get what? Don't you get like a top-down view? So it's like a terrible, and then you just get a sword that just keeps coming out like a crazy erection. No.
It's like a 3/4 view. It's not completely top-down. It's turned. So.
It's top bad, is what it is. What else? What we got? Anything else? Keegan, you got anything today?
No.
Nothing from the Kiki Poo lady. Nothing from the birthday boy.
I did a picture last night. I think I'm gonna post it.
I say nothing and then he starts talking.
I just drew. You know, I might post it. I might not. I don't know.
Where can people find you and your artwork?
You can find me and my artwork on Facebook and Instagram at Professor Raptor 25.
What are you on Facebook?
Professor Raptor
Professor
25.
Raptor 25. Same.
But you have 2 of them. You
Yeah.
have 2 pages. You have one that your Instagram drawings go to, and then you have your personal.
Oh yeah.
Is there something Prof Raptor 25?
Yep.
Because that's what I think I put my message on this morning.
That's him.
On the Facebook.
That's his personal one.
Yeah. Because I was wondering about that. Because I typed in professor and it was like, it didn't come up. And I was like, what is that? And I backed it up and did prof. And it was like, whoa, maybe I got this wrong. I think you need to take a look. You love creating like 6 different things for one thing.
I don't mean to.
I got a page. I got a thing. I got
because
this. I got that.
I don't.
Then you don't
really
use any of them.
understand. I mean, I should just like not have Facebook because I don't understand it. Like Twitter. I don't use Twitter.
Okay, you don't need Twitter, but Facebook definitely you need to understand. All the old people on Facebook. I mean, if you're going to connect to the old people, that's how you do it. You can't be like your uncle, who has sworn off Facebook. I sent him a message for his birthday, and he didn't even know he had the message because he never ever checks Facebook.
I just checked. Apparently, he had unfriended me.
He unfriended me years ago.
Right, he had unfriended me too.
So he just unfriended everybody and
I think
just left?
Well, I wonder. I don't know if he's if what's happening is unfriending or creating a new thing.
No, he unfriended. Like when I asked him.
Unfriend when you make a new thing.
Yeah.
No. If you get rid of that
No,
old account.
but if he still has the old account, you go and you're not friends with him anymore. I asked him one time, why did you unfriend me? What did I do? And he said, you didn't do anything, but I only need one person in each household to be friends with. I was like, what?
Telling you, man, he doesn't do the Facebook, man.
Well, yeah.
He's
whatever.
not doing it.
He's on Instagram too. But
He's not on Instagram, is he?
yeah, he is.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram.
I
Does
don't.
he ever post anything?
Occasionally, but it's like family photos.
What is this?
Really.
I'm telling you, man, he is off the grid.
Yeah,
He's pretty much off the grid.
yeah, for the most part. Like you don't hear from him.
He's off the grid.
Never sends.
He's
messages.
in that copper room thing.
Copper room.
Yeah, you guys don't know the copper room? It's got a name.
Copper room.
No, it's not copper room. It's a special room. Faraday cage. And it's a room that blocks all electronic transmissions in and out. Nothing, like if you took your cell phone in there, you lose everything. Nothing can go in and out of the cage. And it's basically kind of like a woven copper walls and ceiling that allow you to separate yourself from everything. That's where my brother lives. He lives in a Faraday cage.
Yeah, it's funny though. He like, if you look at his Fitbit stats, because we're friends on Fitbit. If you look at his Fitbit things, he's got like 50,000 steps a day.
Oh yeah.
And it's
oh yeah, he be moving.
He like doesn't stop.
I'm telling you, man, he be moving. See, Faraday cage. Faraday cage, which you could put a Faraday cage next to a Tesla coil, and then the electricity will not bother. It won't mess with you at all. It'll literally go around the entire cage.
That. And people like put the cage on their face, put it as a helmet on their head, and then they get shocked, but it doesn't hit them. Gotcha.
It's like a copper mesh.
Oh yeah.
And it isolates you from everything. Faraday cage.
Gotcha.
Which I guess could be useful if you wanted to do that. Anything else for the people this week?
You wanted to stand in a lightning storm and not get shocked?
No. If you wanted to separate your devices from the world, it doesn't allow. Like if you were being tracked through your cell phone and then you walked into a Faraday cage, you'd just disappear.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't be able to. The signal wouldn't get through.
Interesting.
Anything else, Karen?
No.
You've been kind of quiet today. Nothing else?
She gave the book list and then kind of just stopped.
If you want to follow the Traveling Farce, you can follow us at the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and basically anybody that does podcasts. I'm not saying Google Podcasts anymore because it's anybody who does podcasts. This is anybody who does podcasts. We are the Traveling Farce. If you like the Instagram and the Twitters, we are Traveling Farce. If you like the email, we are travelingfarce@gmail.com, which she reads all the time. And the blog space, thetravelingfarce.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. We are out of here.
Bye, people.
Say goodbye to the people. Say goodbye to the people.
Happy birthday.